here it says it's a belief that the life and immortality were brought to light, etc., etc. All this sort of stuff that they basically took it from the Egyptians. Many say that, even the Khmer guys, so I need a TV. Okay. It is a Christian belief that life and immortality were brought to light, and death, the last enemy, was destroyed by a personal Jesus only 2,000 years ago. The very same revelation had been accredited to Horus, the anointed, at least 3,000 years before. Okay, because you didn't have Christians then. Okay? In the age of the Egyptians, there was no Jesus, there was no Christians. There's only like Arameans, Syrians, Hebrews, Israelites, Phoenicians, Asiatics, and so forth. Okay? So they would have had this religion of those eastern locations. A Hebrew, a Chaldean, Syrian, yeah, religion. And then you would have had the Phoenicians or whoever, coming into trade. They might have had their religion. Then you might have had somebody else, Asiatics, that had their religion. Yeah? So they all like met. They'd probably be talked, they're trading and all that sort of stuff. There's no issues there. It's just there to trade, fair trade, all that sort of stuff. Get to know each other, because if you don't know the person, if you don't get on with that person, they're not going to sell you their goods, are they? Logic, reasoning, and common sense, right? Reality. So you get to know these other people, And you say, well, I can trade you this for, what do you got? Oh, I can trade you this for that. And they work together. Maybe they says, well, I like the fancy, what's that thing called? What's she doing on those pillars over there, those walls? Oh, that's hieroglyphics, whatever it is in the ancient Egypt, right? Oh, that's very interesting. Yeah, we like the idea of that. And what's all that about? And they tell them, they go, wow, we have this religion that, like, we could probably use that bit of that. Can we, sort of borrow that, And you go, oh, this is our language. Oh, we like the sound of your language. It's pretty cool. We're looking to make a new language, because the other one, cuneiform that we use, is like a pain in the bum. It's too hard and all that sort of stuff that common people can't have. It takes years and years and years, 40 years. By the time you finally learn it, you're probably dead, right? So we're looking for a much simpler language. Okay, can we borrow some of your language, to help us create a better language, an easier, simpler language that we can write down, like we can walk and write it down. Think it, know it, and write it down. Yeah, go for it. That sort of thing. So they are basically in agreement. What's the example? The people at the Tower of Babel, they're all in agreement. They weren't fighting each other saying, hey, I had that brick first. Or anything like that. They were just working together. They were united, weren't they? In mind, spirit, whatever. And in their work. Okay? Until this deliberate division was created. Etc. Okay, so that's how it could have been. Not one stealing it from them and another one coming stealing it from them and all that sort of crap, right? Probably borrowed from each other. They probably wouldn't have said in those days, oh, you're plagiarizing it. Right now, I have to write out a copyright claim, and you plagiarized, you stole, you willingly stole. We have to go to Judge Judy and sort this out, that sort of stuff, right? They sorted it out within there. If there's a problem like that, they sorted it out within their environment, wouldn't they? With their peoples and those peoples, if they had a problem. Okay, so Horus, as the impersonal and ideal revealer, was the Messiah in the astronomical mythology and the Son of God in the eschatology. They had different ideologies. Was it Horus comes up and Osiris something comes up and he's the sun and all that sort of stuff, and he goes down at night, and then Set comes out, all that mythical stuff, right? Whatever that story is. Okay. So the doctrine of immortality is so ancient in Egypt that the book of vivifying the soul forever was not only extant in the time of the first dynasty, but was then so old that the true tradition of interpretation was at that time already lost. Yeah, it gets lost over time. People misplace it or something, or forget what the hell was in there. All that sort of stuff. It happens. Okay. The Egyptian Horus, as revealer of immortality, was the ideal figure of the ancient spiritualists, that the soul of man, or the manes, persisted beyond death and the dissolution of the present body. Well, they may have discussed it with somebody else, some other peoples. Yeah, well, this is what we believe happens, or was being revealed to us in the afterlife. And these guys, Egyptians, go, yeah, okay. And then they put it in their way like the Indians have, right? Before they had this pantheon of gods and all this sort of stuff, they had a monotheistic God, and they had their ideas. Well, okay, we believe this, we think this, we've found this, and it's in accordance with their culture, their language, etc., etc., and to make it so that people can understand it, grasp it, believe it, right? Okay, so the Egyptian Horus, as a revealer of immortality, was the ideal figure of the ancient spiritualists, that the soul of man, or the maness, persisted beyond death and the dissolution of the present body. The origin and evolution we find depicted on stones in many countries where the stellar cult people migrated, remains of this old astronomical religion, which proves their perfect knowledge of the revolutionary of the starry vast and the laws governing these revolutions, all of which they imagine iconographically, graphically, or by signs and symbols. And where they have not built pyramids, they have recorded the truth in the so-called cups and rings and curious carvings found in boulders, cyst covers, on living rock and on standing stones through the British Isles, Europe, Asia, Africa, and other parts of the world, which hitherto have been deemed to involve insoluble problems, and have been to all our learned professors an outstanding puzzle in prehistoric research. But they are easily read, and the secrets are unfolded in the sign language of the astronomical or stellar cult religion of the ancient Egyptians. Then someone gets hold of it and then they twist it, and it becomes this evil thing, right? For their evil deeds and all that sort of stuff, or occult mysticism, all that sort of gaining, profiting stuff, they grabbed it and twisted it, made a mess of it. The mutilation of Osiris in his coffin, the stripping of his corpse and tearing it asunder by Set, who scattered it piecemeal, has its equivalent by the stripping of the dead body of Jesus while it's still hung up upon a cross and parting the garments amongst the spoilers. Okay, he's got it wrong there. Before they put him on the cross, they tore his clothes off him. Okay, not they put him up there, then they tore them off. Okay, use your brain. Wouldn't you tear the clothes off the person before you put him up there? Because he's up high, you'd have to get a ladder and climb. Oh, get up there and pull that shirt off, right? Pull those underwear off, whatever, loincloth. Jeez, some people need to stop and think. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, he's making this claim up here. Yeah. Yeah, they stripped him while he was standing, waiting to be put on the cross, and he put this robe around him and spat on him and all that, so it's made fun of him and mockery of him. Right, and then they put him on the cross. In St. John's account, the crucifixion takes place at the time of the Passover. Yeah, certain days, the Jews have even said, it would have happened on this day. 8 days of the Passover or something like that. They say, probably about the third or fourth day or something like that. In St. John's account, the crucifixion takes place at the time of the Passover, and the victim of sacrifice in human form is substituted for and identified with the Paschal lamb. Yeah, because it used to be the old Jewish tradition, custom. You get an unspotted lamb or a spot-free lamb or whatever, unblemished lamb for a sacrifice, and you do this and you do that, right? So that offering, that sort of thing, it becomes a chore. There's no love in it, there's no heart behind it, it's just a thing. So it's no longer a good enough sacrifice for the sins of man. So it was prophesied anyway that the Son of God would come and willingly die on the cross, shed his blood, go for all that, and then rise again, be resurrected and all this sort of stuff. Okay. Prior to all of that. And it's prophesied. Okay, this version further shows that death assigned is in keeping with that of the non-human victim. Well, he became the replacement. Not a bone of the sufferer to be broken. This is supposed to be in fulfillment of prophecy. It is said by the psalmist, who would probably be David, 34:20. He keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken. But this was in strict accordance with the original law of taboo. And what's that? No matter what the type, is that like sacredness or something? No matter what the type, from bear to lamb, and no bone of the sacrificial victim was ever permitted to be broken. And the only change was in the substitution of the human type for the animal, which had been made already when the human Horus became the type of sacrifice instead of the calf of the lamb. So what they're not doing here, they're not actually being honest, right? Okay? According to scriptures, his bones weren't broken by these Roman soldiers. They wanted to because they feared that his disciples would come along and steal the body, right? How the heck can you steal the body if you've got these big giant nails in your hands and your legs, right? You'd have to have some sort of crowbar, Roman crowbar, to get them out, right? Or cut the waterway or something like that to be able to quickly steal his body and run away with it. Yeah? So, what's his name? His uncle Joseph of Arimathea went to went to Pilate and asked if he could have the body of Jesus, right? And he allowed him to have it. Yeah, it's prophesied. Not a bone of his body will be broken. You know, because the other two robbers, they basically, it's the way they did it, stopped them, you know, for being taken down, whatever, by the people once the Romans were out of there, off for supper or something, you know, off for dinner, whatever, change of guard, whatever. You know, they come and steal the body. So what they did was these criminals, they smacked their legs, right, and broke their legs. But this Roman was going to do it, but I think someone stopped them or something like that, if I can remember. Yeah, because it was prophesied that wasn't going to happen to them. But that's the fear that they had, Pilate and all them, or the priest, or whatever, right? Or someone might steal his body, one of his disciples, and hide him, all that sort of stuff. When the Australian natives sacrificed a little bear, it's like a panda, maybe, not a bone was ever broken. When the Iroquois sacrificed a white dog, not a bone was broken. This was common custom. Yeah, well, think about it. If you're going to kill something and you're going to eat it, you don't want pieces of bone in your dinner, do you? Jeez, these people are dumb. You know? They don't use their brain. When the Australian natives sacrificed a little bear, not a bone of it was ever broken. When the Iroquois sacrificed a white dog, not a bone was broken. This was a common custom on account of the resurrection as conceived by the primitive races. And the same is applied to Osiris Horus. So the animals were going to rise again. Okay, they had their own belief, whatever it was. Every bone of the skeleton was to remain intact as a basis for the future building. Okay. It is an utterance of the truth that is eternal to say that Horus, as the Son of God, has previously been all the gospel Jesus is made to say he is or is to become. So what they're doing is they're replacing a pagan culture or civilization's religious ideologies with that of the prophecy, right? Replacing Jesus by saying, oh no, he's really trying to cancel it out, blot it out. Oh no, he's really Horus. Very similar, the same, similar to the same. Can't make up their own. They stole it from Egypt. They plagiarized it. Everybody says that. You got to understand it's to promote their religion or to undermine a religion. Change it, undermine it, blot it out, edit it, re-edit it, omit it, add to it, so they'll never know what that truth is. That's why these New World Order Bibles are coming out. You won't know the difference. Well, you'll know, but you wouldn't care, right? And you would go around going, yeah, Jesus, he does time for a New World Order. No, not in the Hebrew, mate, not in the Aramaic. Well, it says it in my NIV. Yeah, because someone's edited it there. Go look at the Stephen Anderson, that crazy preacher guy. Yeah, he says, yeah, New World Order. They changed it and they put New World Order in there. It used to be in one of the verses something like, there will come a time for a new day. And he goes, but look at these frickin' New World Order freaks. They've changed it. They've put, there will be a need for a New World Order or something to that effect, right? Yeah. So everybody will be running around going, that's what it says there, it's the word of God, it's infallible. Here is the proof that they changed it. They took it out and put that there. No. This is the King James. It's infallible, it's irrefutable, nobody can do that. Well, that sort of stuff, right? No matter how much evidence you show them, they're like, oh my gosh. Because they don't want to see it. Horus and the Father are one in comparison with what Jesus, what's claimed of Jesus. Okay, Okay, so this Horus, here's a test for you all. If you think, oh yeah, this is the original and all this sort of stuff, you know, Horus could do all this. Okay, oh Jesus was just a copy of that. Okay, we'll put you to the test. Okay, one of these days, one of these two is going to resurrect you from the dead, right? And you're going to either go to judgment and condemnation, or you're going to go to eternal life in paradise. Now, which one of these two is going to be the one that's going to be doing it for you? This mythical, made-up Horus, Osiris, etc., or someone that was written about by 12 people, or whoever, right? Yeah? Because they have these original ancient manuscripts, etc., etc., and outside of the Bible, there's people who attest or testify that he was a real person. No, there isn't. Oh well, better go tell Bart D. Ehrman, that top theologian, because even though he's agnostic, atheist, etc., etc., he doesn't believe in God, but he believes that Jesus Christ was a real person, that he actually existed. Yeah, go talk to that guy. Try and convince him otherwise. Yeah, there is proof that the Christ, that Jesus existed, right? You just got to go find it. Yeah, it's out there. If you don't look for it, you won't find it. If you just go, oh, no. My dad told me it's not true. Or did your dad go do the personal research? No, he just saw it on a video, YouTube. So he believed everything that, you know, Gnostic Warrior, or what his name is, Mystic Warrior, all those guys that are into the Gnostic thing, put the Gnostic books, lost books and all that sort of stuff. They're pseudepigraphers and they believe it's all true. They get some guy that's an atheist on their channel deliberately to undermine the scriptures, the Christianity, Jesus, etc. Okay? Have they ever had, I don't know if they've had that guy in there, that Cliff Nectar guy. Yeah, always had Bart Ehrman on there. He seems to be on there every week. You know, a top Christian scholar, a theologian, you know, that's dedicated himself to the Lord. Yeah, how about putting one of those guys on there one day instead of your known atheists, right? Yeah, that you know are going to undermine it and get you subscribers, right? Viewers. Hello. Yeah, that's your motive, isn't it? Yeah, and you're lying through your teeth. And then you have this other guy that comes on and he says, oh, yeah, I'm reading this Greek manuscript that no one else has got, only me, and only I can translate it, and you know, the Greeks used to do drugs and all this sort of stuff. And oh, by the way, my name's Lady Babylon, you know, all this sort of crap, you know. And he said, oh, and Jesus was arrested for trafficking and all this sort of stuff while he's chewing his nails or something like that, you know. Yeah, we're just revealing what this guy is actually all about. And he's like, hail Satan, you know. And all this sort of crap, you know. Wake up. Okay, so yeah, it's all about Horus, right? Okay, there's some more here. You know what Jesus says, and to make a comparison with Horus, you know. So that's the test we say, you know. One of these days, you get resurrected, go to condemnation or eternal torment or whatever. Okay. Or you'll go to paradise and be in the kingdom of heaven with God, Jesus, or whatever, right? So, okay, if we're there looking at you, we just happen to be there, you know, and okay, because maybe we were resurrected before you or something, right? And you go, okay, now tell me, did Horus resurrect you? Is this person here Horus? Ask him, right? He's standing right in front of you. Now ask him, is he Horus? And if he says, no, I'm Yeshua Mashiach, or Jesus the Messiah, and I resurrected you, and you're going to either condemnation, judgment and condemnation, and eternal damnation, or you're going to be with me today in paradise, what are you going to say? You're going to look really stupid, aren't you? If you believed it was Horus, this mythical sun, yeah, night sky, stars and all that sort of stuff, right? Yeah. We're not undermining the Kemits and all that sort of stuff. They were very clever. The Egyptians were very, very clever. Okay, but they may not necessarily have been of that one God. Okay, the God of the Jews, the Israelites, etc. So they may not have eternal life. They might be going the other way. Similar thing, maybe not the same, right? Or this, similar but not the same. Yeah, because this is all man. All this horror stuff, it's all man. An ancient civilization that came up before this as an explanation, right? Whereas this Jesus dwelt amongst them. Did Horus dwell amongst them? Well, Cyrus, not too sure. Now we don't know. We're not going to say he did or he didn't. We don't know. Yeah, is he going to give you a guarantee to give you, resurrect you and give you eternal life, live forever? Very doubtful. Yeah. Okay, and there's more here. Comparisons. What does this say? Mythology is what grown-ups believe. Folklore is what they tell their children, and religion is both. Yeah, according to Cedric Whitman, letter to Edward Tripp, 1969. What if he's still alive? He might be somewhere in the afterlife forgetting it, right? Oh, damn. I had my chance and I messed up. Okay, astrotheology. Yeah, we know about that. What's his name? Santos Bonacci. Very interesting. Yeah, all that sort of stuff. That the sun comes up and it's known as this, and the sun goes down and it's known, all that sort of stuff. Was it astrotheology, all this sort of stuff. Yep. God's son, the light of the world with crown of thorns. It's all to do with horoscopes and stuff. Okay, you had the Magi that had all this astrology stuff, these Persians or whatever. In that day it was probably pretty much an honest thing, yeah. But today it's like people, oh, I can tell you what's in your stars and all this stuff. Just give us $29.95 a month or $79.95. Start off with $10, and then it goes up to $70, etc., etc. I'll buy this extra thing, and you're paying all your money, hard-earned money, to these crooks, right? Posing as psychics and all this sort of stuff. There is psychic and there's psychic, right? The ones that pull the sham, they just want to make money. Obvious, they're a business. You've got to make some money to buy some food, buy the shopping, whatever, pay the rent. Yeah. The Pisces of Zodiac is still prominent on church windows of all denominations. Yeah, well, those are old churches. A lot of them are old churches. Look at the old English, Scottish ones, way out there, right? They got mushrooms on them, toadstools, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, real old. Okay, you can't pin the blame on those people that are using that church today. They never built the things, right? Let's blame it on the old church fathers that, whoever made that church way back in the old days. Okay, they know what's the meaning of these things are. Okay, so no point trying to blame the new pastor. He just got there and he's just started up. Yeah. Okay, here's what's this? More star signs and more information. Okay, it's this Egyptian pharaoh with his rod and staff, probably comparing it to Jesus. Okay, don't forget Moses had a staff as well, or a rod or something like that. Held his arms up and parted the Red Sea and all this sort of stuff. Who's this? Thomas Jefferson. Yeah, he tried to rewrite some scriptures or something. We remember reading something about him. Yeah, he had his different ideas. Other religions that everyone considers pagan. Oh, Ayatollah Khomeini, the late leader of the Shiite sect of the Muslim religion, who was born both spiritual and state leader of Iran. We probably inherited it, that's why. Okay. Islam, the youngest of the world's major religions, originated in the 7th century with the life and mission of Muhammad. They say, no. Adam was a Muslim, Eve was a Muslim, all this sort of stuff. They often say that sort of stuff. Like the Jehovah's Witnesses have visited us. See, no, Jehovah's Witnesses were always there with Adam and Eve. Really? Where does it say that in the Bible? Yeah, they were around at that time with Adam and Eve. Yeah, okay. And it goes on about Muhammad. outcome of that. Political religious effects. Salman Rushdie, who spoke out, he did the Satanic Verses book, didn't he? And got in trouble for that. Like, what's that guy? Sings "Morning is Broken," use of Islam. He said, they should kill him. He should die for doing that, right? I think he's dead now. Well, we read that he's dead, but I don't know if he is. Cat Stevens. Okay, the Star of David originally appeared in the most ancient history of India as a symbol for the sun. Really? Much later, it was borrowed from the Semitic cult of Saturn of ancient Jerusalem. Okay, evolving later to become the Jewish Star of David. He apparently changed colour. It was originally red, and then it was blue on their flags and all that sort of stuff. And it goes into Jewish Humanism by Sherwin T. Wine. Natural perspective beyond literature. All this information here. False messiahs, saints and saviours. There's Matthew 24:24 there. For false signs and false prophets will rise and show great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, if possible, even the elect, those chosen by God, right? Those in the know. Okay. So you got many deceptive people in these religions to this very day. They've been like that since the 60s, these cults and people claiming to be reincarnation of Jesus and all this sort of crap. Yeah. And then you have these people pretend to raise someone from the dead. You can see he's still alive in the coffin. Because next week you see him, next video you see him, Satan's being pulled out of him and all this sort of stuff. Or some lady, she dies on the spot and this guy resurrects her, but then you see her next week, in another video, that sort of crap. Okay, so here they all are here, all these fakes, fake messiahs and prophets and all this sort of stuff. Maitreya, Joan of Arc, I don't know if she was a fake. I think she really was a real deal, but she just had issues. Sometimes people make that they're fakes, right? They undermine them. Yeah. What woman, well, maybe there's another woman, can't remember her name, Irish one, with the red hair, whatever, rushed into battle, took her people into battle, and all that sort of stuff, made them victorious, the French, whatever, and then was killed because the competition, the English didn't like that. She was kicking their butt all over the place, at that young age. It was a man thing in those days, What the hell is this woman defeating us? So they eventually Judas to her, pronounced she was a witch and she got burnt to death, all that sort of stuff. And then later on the Roman Catholic Church made her a saint. Oh my gosh. Silliness much? Yeah, Christopher Columbus, that guy was pretty bad, apparently. Killed lots and lots and lots of native Indians, Mayans and all that sort of stuff. Yep, nasty guy. Maitreya, I don't know about that guy. Not really know much about that guy. Found people that are really into him. Messiah, February 5th, 1993, members of a Hasidic Jewish sect believed that the revered Grand Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson could be the long-awaited Messiah. Apparently there's a rumour that the Messiah is already there. Their Messiah is in Israel at the moment. I remember Rabbi Toby Singer saying something on one of his live shows, Tanakh, that he's getting these emails from these people saying, the Messiah's already here, and if that guy fails, well, then you got another one in its place, take over from there, and if that guy fails, well, you got another one. That sort of thing. It's kind of weird. Yeah. The Jewish Messiah that they're waiting for, he's there right now, apparently. Okay, many gods. And that's how the scripture was saying, right? There'll come many false messiahs, and there'll come this one final one, and then peace is taken away from, given to the word, that it's taken away, and then all this tribulation starts, right? Supposedly the Antichrist. Okay, Chief Seattle speaks. These are all these Indian seers and all that sort of stuff, probably online, someone posing their name, say, "Oh, I can tell you that your animal form or something is a wolf. Pay me $29.95." That sort of stuff. And they give you their spiel, and it's probably not even a native Indian doing it, right? Just somebody posing as one. Comments on Chief Seattle's speech. Dead Sea Scrolls from the Essenes, etc. The old sect. Yeah. In the Aramaic and translated into the English, etc. It's got here. The Essenes called themselves keepers of the covenant, the Nazarenes, Habrit, the community of the Nazarenes. Jesus was referred to as Jesus the Nazarene Habrit. In other words, there are now many reasons to believe that Jesus was simply an observant Essene, Jew of his time, not the Greco-Roman god of the later Roman Empire State Church under Emperor Constantine. In the original ancient Galilean Aramaic, I'm pretty sure it says it's Nasurit. So he had a neighbour, John. His daughter had the same name, and it meant victorious because he would be victorious. He would be taken, suffer, beaten, his blood shed for all men, for all sinners, right? And then he'll die, be put in the tomb and resurrected. So he'll be victorious in that way. The will of God would be done, right? And then he's sent to heaven, etc., etc., like that. So he would be known as the victorious. Nasrut. It's something like that here, Nasrut. In the Galilean Aramaic. But of course they've got to say, no, he's not who he says he is. He was just in the scene, part of that sect. Perhaps he was, perhaps he wasn't. Okay, Robert Eisman in Last Revelation. Is that one of those fake gurus? Something like that. Not really sure. The Dead Sea Scrolls in the Essenes, unpublished Dead Sea Scroll. Dead Sea Scrolls cover up apparently. Why did they cover it up? Maybe the Roman Catholic Church, as we found with the old documentary footage. There was a Catholic priest sent there to watch them when they translated it into English. He was there, right? And the whole idea was because the Roman Catholic Church was afraid that if they translated that, it may be completely different to what they teach, their doctrines, their dogmas. Okay, and then you're going to have lots of people leaving their churches in great masses, right? And if they leave, well, then the money walks off with them, doesn't it? Like those Orthodox Russians over there in Siberia, whatever. When this mailman became Jesus, the resurrected Jesus, or reincarnated or whatever, they said on the news report, live, well, all the people are leaving, and unfortunately they're all leaving, and because of this guy, and they're taking their money with them. All our funding is going with them. Shows you what they really cared about, right?